Week 14. Small businesses in global markets. Did you know that 99.5% of businesses in the Philippines are SMEs? But here's the big question. Can these small businesses really compete with global giants like Nike, Starbucks, or McDonald's? In this video, we'll uncover the secrets of Filipino SMEs that made it big worldwide, like Potato Corner, Rags to Riches, and Mary Grace. Stay tuned, because the story of how small ideas become global. Brands might just inspire your own business journey.
Good day everyone, and welcome to week 14, International Business Marketing. The topic is small business in global markets. So what is the objective? Can SME completely globally compete? No? So when we talk about, this is in the point of view of the Philippines. No? Small, medium enterprises in the Philippines, can they compete? So this is, according to law, these companies must have a capital of, if you are 1,500,000 and below, you belong to the micro. 1,500,000 and above, it's a small to medium company. Okay, so let's begin. Okay, so the role of SMC in the global economy. Small and medium enterprise with limited employees and capital, but strong local ties. So when we talk about a business here, the assumption is that the business is already established, that they already satisfy the market and there's no longer room for growth as they see it, no? So they want to expand the business. Para bang lahat na ng market na satisfy nila locally, and the best way to expand the business is to grow. So medyo dapat kung ikaw yung SME dito and you want to export abroad, you feel that the business is already matured in your market, in the local market, in the Philippine market, and you want to expand and explore opportunities abroad. Okay, also SMCs are flexible, innovative, and customer focused. So, of course, no, pag narating mo na yung isip na gusto mo nang mag-export, you're already flexible and innovative and customer focused, meaning you're already successful in the local market. Example, Mary Grace Cafe started small but is now exporting pastries and delicious and delicacies to Filipino communities abroad. Ang galing, no? Mary Grace Cafe. Now, what's the opportunities for SMC in the global market? First, look for a niche market. Okay, SMCs can specialize in products larger firms ignore. So, iba, kunyari, Jollibee, no? Jollibee could not cater to or compete with street vendor. Kasi ang maganda sa street vendor, yung convenience, no? Every corner, nandun sila. But Jollibee cannot compete on that. Number one, it's so, how can you do that, no? With the brand of Jollibee, with a lot of products. Can you imagine Jollibee selling on as if AKA like a street vendor? So, hindi. Ang pwede lang gumawa nun, which is the niche of the street vendor, and that is convenience, is, yan nga, sila nga. So, hindi kaya, no? So, there must be a niche market before an SMC or a small, medium enterprise could go abroad. That is the first strategy. Look for a niche. Example, Bayong Siaga, a Filipino designer Bayong Bags, caters to eco-conscious fashion markets in Europe. Okay, another strategy, no, or opportunity, use the digital platforms. E-commerce and social media make global sales possible with minimal cost. Yeah, kagaya nga ng last lecture natin, no, nasabi ko go over that lecture. Okay, about using digital platforms. Andun yung mga strategies. Example, a Filipino seller on Lazada and Shopee can also expand to Amazon Global. Okay? Then, another strategy is what? Overseas Filipinos, OFWs, and diaspora. Built-in market of millions of Filipinos abroad. Okay, example, Goldilocks. Goldilocks exporting pulburon and mamon to Filipino stores in the US and the Middle East. So, yun, si Goldilocks, no? Not only Goldilocks, Jollibee. Diba? Kung saan yung maraming Pinoy, nandun yung tindahan nila. In Dubai, in Hong Kong, in London. Ang galing, no? So, yun ang kanilang strategy. So, again, no? For SMCs, opportunities like a niche market. Okay, go with the digital platforms, use digital platforms, and again, look for concentrated overseas Filipino workers. Andun yung market. These are the opportunities. So what is the challenge faced by SMEs? Number one, they have limited capital. Because of this limited capital, they have difficulty scaling due to lack of funding. So, hindi lang siya ganun kadali, no? Hindi yung number one, they have this exchange rate, no? Yun nga, depende kung remember, we are using the peso, no? Depending if the peso is stronger than the dollar or the pound or the Hong Kong dollar or the yen. So, it depends. So, maraming talaga challenges, no? Because of limited capital. Hindi ka mukha ni Jollibee. Jollibee is a big company, no? A strong company. But if you are a small, medium enterprise, like for example, a strong, popular bake shop or a handicraft, you belong to the handicraft industry, may liit lang talaga yung capital nun. So, another challenges is competition with global brands. SMC often lack brand recognition. Of course, di ba? Ikaw ang mag-expert dun at hindi nila alam kung ano yung iyong product, ano tawag sa product mo, para saan yun, ano yung brand recognition, no? They don't know. So, for example, World Balance shoes that is made in the Philippines competing against Nike and Adidas. So, Nike and Adidas is already an established global powerhouse brand. Can you imagine World Balance? So, yun nga, no? Competition with global brands. Another challenges is export barriers. So, tariff, certification, and logistics increase the cost. So, of course, kung wala tayong trade agreement sa isang bansa na yun, tapos ikaw ay magbebenta ng yung produkto doon, mag-export ka, syempre, walang preferential treatment or rate treatment, di ba? Kung meron man, lalo na pag may pagkain, no? Pagkain yung iyong i-export, like bananas, or anything that the local country would say is high, no? Is high on consumer protection, like food. So you really have to follow yung tinatawag na nga certification. For example, you like to export mangoes in Japan or US or Europe. There's a lot of what? Standard, no? You have to follow some standard packaging. Next, again, is the logistic cost, di ba? So, itatawid mo yan ng dagat. Ano ba yan? Aeroplano ba? O barko? Pag barko o aeroplano, of course, you have to safeguard your product, yung packaging. Does it need refrigeration? What about, meron pa, kulang din dito, no? I think we should include weather, no? The weather or geopolitical risk. Kunyari, paano pagka naulanan, di ba? Acts of nature. So, yun ang challenge, no? O, things like geopolitical risk, for example, piracies in the high seas, no? Yung pag mag-export ka, tapos may mga, syempre, may mga pirata, meron din, may mga ganun, lalo na in in Somalia ata, there's a part of the ocean there or the sea that pirates are preying on merchant ship. So these are the challenges. Again, let's recap: the limited capital, competition with global brands, export barriers, geopolitical risks, acts of nature. These are the challenges when SME export. Now let's go to the strategies. What can we do? What can SME do to overcome this, to go global? Number one is digital marketing. Of course, leverage on social media to attract what? Importers of that country. So when you banner your product, hopefully an importer from that country will import your product. And number one is free. Example, locally Philippine juices use witty online ads that caught attention abroad. So yung mga mango juice, okay, coconut juice, okay, so they use witty online ads. Another strategy is export readiness program. Our government has a lot of export readiness program, partnering with DTI, Go Negosyo, or export agency. Another strategy is collaboration and franchising. So partnering with distributors overseas, like importers, no, who likes to import your goods. So Potato Corner, franchising globally from the US to Thailand. So si Potato Corner, yun ang kanyang strategy. He has a lot of franchisers, no, franchisees doon, no, partnering with distributors overseas. Then another strategy is product adaptation. So adjusting products to foreign taste. So another strategy is to adjust, no, your products to the culture, especially the taste. Example, Jollibee offering chili chickens in Vietnam. Gusto nila maanghang yung chicken, and sweet spaghetti in the Philippines. So kita mo yung comparison sa Pilipinas, kung saan sila naka-base, nag-offer sila ng matatamis na spaghetti. Pero sa ibang bansa, when you ask them about spaghetti, especially in Italy, meron silang comment about the sweet spaghetti, di ba? Yun ang ating gusto, di ba? Sa Vietnam naman, yung maanghang na chicken. Okay? So, let's have a case study, no, for my students, or for the students listening. Filipinos SMCE growing global. Rags to Riches, a social enterprise that transforms upcycled scrap materials into fashionable bags and sells them internationally. So this story started with women in Payatas, Quezon City dam site. Ang Payatas kasi is a Quezon City dam site in the Philippines. So all the garbage is dumped there, no? But some women entrepreneurs, turn the garbage into designer apparel or bags. So, and now they are so successful, it is featured in a New York Fashion Week and partnership with global designers. So the lesson here is sustainability plus storytelling equals global appeal. So nakita nyo ba? Yung sustainability is the resources, no? It's unlimited. Yeah, because it's the supply chain provides free garbage, no, and what the residents there do is they pick the raw materials from there and transform it to a fashionable product that is featured in New York Fashion Week. So there's a story, diba? And now it has a global appeal. Okay, so that is a good example of rags to riches. Now, let's have a thought bubble naman for my class, no? Activity for class. Let's have a debate. Can a small business from the Philippines compete with multinational brands? So Group A will argue yes, citing success stories like Potato Corner, Mary Grace, and Rag to Riches, no? The one that is Payatas, yung kanilang company. Group B argues no, because it's not sustainable. Why? Citing barriers like capital, branding, and logistics. So, marami pong challenges. Tsaka yung maliit, small to medium enterprise, bihira lang po yung, those you mentioned are outliers. Hindi po matutumbasan because they have that niche. Pero bihira lang po. Parang siguro, if we are talking about can a small business from the Philippines compete with multinational brands, meaning 100% foolproof that they will succeed, or only a handful dapat, maybe a handful. Kaya ang sagot doon is no. It's so hard, no, to compete with big brands in other countries. So think about it. Can the Philippines small medium enterprise compete? Yes, citing a few successful: Potato Corner, Mary Grace, Rags to Riches, Jollibee, or no, because it's really tough, no, and challenging. Only a few could succeed, diba? Better be conservative. So what's the answer, class? Just think of it, no? That is for you to think about. Okay, so for closing, the future of Filipino SMC lies not in competing head-to-head with giants, but in being smart, creative, and authentic. The world is hungry not just for products but for stories. The Filipino story is worth sharing. I hope you learned something from our lesson and see you again to the next session. Thank you for watching.